irony is a common device in fiction writing and in real life, and sometimes it's hard to separate the two. Here's someone who met a fate that was so ironic, you have to wonder if it ever happened at all.
The subject of our story is a man who believes in luck.
If you're lucky today, man.
He's an avid player of the lottery.
You gonna be the lucky one today?
Like clockwork, he drops by the same convenience store every week to wager on the same lucky numbers he's been betting on for years. The clerk knows the routine and wishes him good luck on tonight's lotto spin.
All right, thanks, man. Good luck. All right, thanks. Thank you, and good luck.
And tonight's lucky lotto numbers are...
But that night, as usual, the numbers just don't come up. Oh well, better luck next time.
Hey, Mike, how are you? What's up?
Except in this account, the next time our gambler comes to the store, he's in a major hurry.
I'm in a hurry. 9:55.
He quickly buys a handful of items and is impatient to hit the road and get home.
Did I get back? No, thanks, now. Cool.
The clerk reminds him about his weekly wager. The award is up to 20 million.
No, I can't. Never mind that.
But he's in such a rush, he decides not to buy a ticket. That night, during the evening news, he only pays half attention when the lottery numbers come up.
Number 3. The second number is...
But when the first two numbers match his lucky numbers, he pays closer attention. When a third number matches, his wife hears it and suddenly takes an interest. Joining him in front of the television, they watch as more of their lucky numbers turn up. The tension is unbearable. Finally, the last number is drawn and it's a perfect match. Our lotto player has just won $20 million.
Could you believe it?
Or so his wife believes. Sick and miserable, he has to tell her the heartbreaking truth.
We're so excited.
You didn't buy a ticket today.
He didn't buy a lottery ticket today.
You didn't buy a ticket?
They've won nothing.
That's all you have to do.
His wife is in shock, and then goes into a rage. She rails against him for all the money he's wasted over the years betting on the lottery, only to miss out on their one lucky day.
Oh, this is typical of you. You're unbelievable.
She storms away, leaving our gambler in a pit of depression, grappling with the fact that he's blown the biggest opportunity of his life. The wife continues to stew over how close they came to the riches of their dreams, not believing her husband's stupidity. Then, she races into the den to discover her husband could no longer live with himself. Today, his luck ran out. A tragic episode. But is it fact or fable?
This is a story about people who will kill themselves for the slightest reason, despite the fact that their circumstances in life haven't really changed. But in fact, people kill themselves all the time for reasons we might consider frivolous or trivial. We kill ourselves over not getting rich. We kill ourselves about not having our love responded to. We kill ourselves about not becoming rock stars.
But suicide over missing a shot at the lottery? Could that be for real? The legend suggests a reaction to losing that's so extreme, it's a little hard to believe. After all, in gambling meccas like Las Vegas, losing big is a daily event. This entire city of dazzling lights and thrilling action is financed by the losses of the 38 million people who visit every year. And yet, to look at the place, most of them seem to have a pretty good time, whether they win or lose. Rather than creating depression, gambling comes off as an exhilarating pastime. This despite the fact that the odds are always in favor of the house.
The science of gambling, which was now referred to as gaming, has come a long way. There's a complete utilization and dependence on technology to generate the statistics that allow the casinos to be sure of a win.
Yet the crowds keep right on coming, and most of them are not like the problem gambler of legend.
Normal lottery gambling is basically somebody who buys a ticket once or twice a week. However, problem gambling means the people become preoccupied with how many tickets they're going to buy, what the numbers are going to be. Some of the signs that somebody may need help with their gambling would be an excess amount of time being spent on the activity, excess money being spent, change in attitudes. The family may find them becoming more distant or argumentative and sometimes irritable when they're not gambling.
I don't think it's peculiar to American culture. I don't think it's peculiar to a culture that spends billions of dollars playing the tables in Las Vegas. Gambling has been going on for a very long time in an awful lot of cultures.
And in fact, the basis of the lottery legend is found in a true account from England. In April of 1995, Timothy O'Brien shot himself, believing the ticket he bought for Britain's national lottery had expired just before he would have won £2 million. In reality, the numbers he drew would have won him only £47. Accounts of gamblers committing suicide are not new. Stories of Wall Street risk-takers leaping from their office windows go back to the Great Depression of the 1930s. The link between gambling and suicide is real.
Members of Gamblers Anonymous were surveyed, and they said that roughly 87% of them suffered with suicidal ideation or had thought about committing suicide. And of those, 47% had a plan. And of those, 22% made a lethal suicide attempt.
Such was the tragedy that caused John Baptiste to lose his wife to gambling.
I first found out my wife had a gambling problem when the first time she came home and she had lost an exorbitant amount of money, $2,000 or $3,000 one evening. In Oregon where we lived, she played video poker. At that time, that was about the only thing that was kind of interactive. She was a real smart individual, and she thought she was smarter than the machines. And what she did was she made it a buddy type thing, and she started bringing me along and got me involved gambling. In a 5-year period that we were together, she lost approximately $70,000.
The problem was that she didn't have to hang out at casinos to feed her addiction.
I bought a computer for my business, bookkeeping, that kind of thing. We got online, and to my surprise, there was internet gambling on there. Now, I didn't realize I brought a slot machine into my house, but that's basically what I did.
And after losing some $10,000 in 1 month, she made a tragic choice.
I came home from work, and I found her with the garage door closed and the engine running in her car. She was inside it. She had taken 40 Vicodin prior to getting in the car, and by the time I found her, she was dead.
These accounts demonstrate that the legend of the lottery loser is mostly true, and it carries an obvious moral.
The message that I think that I get out of the whole story is the fact that no amount of money in the world is worth taking your life over.
The victim in this legend had only one life, but the victim in another legend has 9.